beautiful. Charles and me about to take you on guitar safari. So turn on your computer, turn on your phone, 'cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me, we're about to take you on guitar safari. So turn on your computer and turn on your phone, 'cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Guitar Safari. It's Friday night. Seth, how are you doing?
I'm thinking, if we're trying to improve things, is it time that we add the second tone? Is it one volume, two tones?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be.
All right.
So you got to modify all those guitars behind you.
Oh, my God. There's a lot of modifications that I'm going to have to go back and do. It's a lot of phone calls, Charles. I'm not doing that. We're just taking it from here.
It was your idea. I'm just trying to help
you. You know what I want to do is one of those knobs. It's a tone knob, but it's like a variatone. Somebody will say it in the chat because you guys are smart and hip and with it, guys and gals, because it's 61% women in the chat, oddly enough, Charles.
What is that thing called? Yeah, it's on the
You know what I mean?
Guitar. Yeah.
I want to do one of those because I haven't done it, number one. And if you're going to do one volume, one tone, might as well have your freaking tone do 10 things.
Of course. Yeah. All right.
Well, actually, though, but that'd be anyway. I'm thinking now because then you'd want two tones because you want one tone to just bring in the muffle and the, and the bright, and then the other tone. Although if you had the volume had a pretty good treble bleed on it. Anyway, I digress.
Some ideas there.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we really appreciate you coming and joining us every Friday and being such a great audience. And so we were kind of got to thinking, well, we don't know why y'all really watch. We think it's, maybe it's because you're just waiting for the train wreck. I don't know.
How can we get better?
Right.
And I thought, as if, right? That's what most people are going to say. As if that was.
No, we started thinking, okay, well, what could we do better? Or are we the show you want us to be? Right. And so what was improved? And Seth, I tell you, the chat is already busy with it. And so let's go on and see who's here.
Would my wife topless increase our ratings? Probably. I'm saying at least 4,000%. I bet you if we had her in here, not even topless, like topped, but just like, topped. And then you never see her face because you never really know, is Seth's wife beautiful or not? Well, we know. Woohoo.
I'm trying so hard to behave right now.
All right, it's okay. Behave, Charles. Behave.
All right, we got first in the chat, Randy Crooks. He says, I'm first in the chat and 5 hours early. Bucket list check.
Bucket list. See, he was early to let us know everything was wrong.
That's right. And my brother Herb says, Randy cheated. He's calling bullshit.
Bullshit. I was here first.
Yeah, we got our brother Earl Colai. He says, howdy, friends. Looking forward to Guitar Safari with Charles and Seth. My suggestion is to pay more attention to the chat line to increase interactivity. And what are we drinking tonight? Well, I've got what's left of a margarita here.
Earl, what I got? Oh, margaritas?
Margaritas, It's Friday. Come on now.
Okay, it's Friday. It's Friday. I don't have margaritas. I've got a concoction that contains San Pellegrino with a pomegranate orange mixed with the Odwalla, the Odwalla pina colada juice. It's like a sugar bomb. It's basically
the only thing that I understood in that whole thing was pina colada. That was it. That's all I got out of that.
It's very sweet. I have it over ice. It's my replacement for beer. Because when I don't drink beer, I gotta have something that's like delicious and sweet. Which the beers that I drink typically are like delicious and sweet. Even though people that drink them for the first time, they're like, "That's the most bitter thing I've ever had." Anyway, it's just the way once you've had IPA for a lot, you know what I mean? You just
Well, want to welcome in Cushman NYC. He says, "Hey, Randy, Herb, Earl, and what's up, fellas?" Yeah, Randy said, "Herb is someone what's up, guys? Someone saw me."
Right. Well, I'm sorry, I missed that. I was taking a big hit for Kush.
I guess, but just Randy and Herb going back and forth on whether he's cheating. So we got Steve Reeser, and he's saying, "Hey, everyone, cheers! Maybe have guests from the chat come on and show a guitar or a piece of gear."
Yes. See, how many times have I said that?
That's constructive. You have.
How many times have I said that? I've actually said we should just send out the link because we're in control of the green room. I think we are, aren't we, Charles?
Yeah, we are.
And then we could bring people in randomly, and then we could like purposefully leave someone out, which I've been waiting to do like for my whole life, right? Ever since they chose for like soccer and stuff. So we're not going to tell you who we're leaving out. All right.
All right. So, well, that's actually that is actually
great idea. We could do that. We'll put the link in the chat.
Reels nature thing.
Totally.
But I think we've got good enough community here that we can do that without too much worry.
Ooh, we actually, enough people in the. I think it would be fun to have Safari correspondents, as it were, that drop in from time to time, kind of Comedy Central esque, that are, they're giving us updates just like they did. They got a new guitar. They did a Safari thing. They can drop in, but they would arrange for it with us beforehand. Like, hey, email us, text us, call us. Hey, next week, like I do if I wanted to, when I get a picture that gets shown on Searching for Tone.
Right.
That's because I've taken the time. I send a quick email, usually not a whole lot of talk in the email, just the pictures. Hey, here's what I've been working on lately. Same thing with Tony at Addicted to Gear. I'll send him an email
ahead of time, and he's more than happy to do it.
Yeah.
And just to remind everybody, my email is in the description down below, so you always have that available.
Cool. And you could pop mine in there if you don't mind. I mean, you could email me too if people. Sure. My first name, last name @gmail.com. So it's Seth Presley, no dot, and I'm 2 S's. If you didn't know, yeah.
There's no dot in Presley.
No dot in the Seth Presley.
Umlauts.
Yep, Seth Presley and not Seth Dot Presley.
Were there umlauts before and you took them away?
Umlauts, man. I used to work for Stussy. I was sponsored by Stussy for surfing. So tell me about umlauts, buddy.
There you go. Well,
people were like, what are those dots over
backing up this previous suggestion? He says, continuing my suggestion,
use
Q&A protocol to alert the host that participants have a question using a question mark emoji so that it recruits the host's attention to the question in the chat. Just a thought. So kind of like Phil McKnight does, hey, put 2 question marks before your question so that we see it's a question and we don't.
Look, I don't want to even have to say this because it's people are going to be like, no, it can't be true. But it is. Like, I was one of the people that started that, Charles.
Yeah.
Putting the question mark first and then asking the question. I would put like 4 of them. All right. And we're talking OG days back in. And I remember when I heard Phil say, hey, we're going to start doing that now. We're going to put the question marks first. And I was like, yeah, everybody should have been doing that like I was.
So you were doing the whole, so back in school, you were doing the whole Horseshack, ooh, Mr. Carter kind of thing. Yeah.
No, in school, I was in the creek. I was down in the creek. And that's where literally the teachers, if they wanted me to do the assignments, they would throw them over the fence into the creek.
Yeah. And then I think I think it's a good idea. You want to use a question mark to alert us, so we'll. We are actually, believe it or not, we're working hard on trying to keep up with the chat. And
Charles does great with the chat because I think people have realized over time that Seth does not. But sometimes I'll catch current ones, like ones that come in that aren't, because Charles stays back with the, you don't let anything go by pretty much without addressing.
Yeah, I try to get it up because I want that interaction with the chat as much as possible. And
Yep.
it is true we could do a better job of it. Randy says
Yep.
he picked up a new instrument yesterday, an egg shaker. He couldn't justify the maracas.
Totally.
Egg shaker. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah,
We could, I mean, I had an egg shaker break on me. Like
Really?
2 days ago. 2 days ago? 2 days ago? Or
Ryan
yesterday.
Hall. Hello there.
I was using it as a sanding device to help me to speaking of topless, come in here. Will you do just a little bit of topless for us?
That's not funny.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Bonnie's very mad. She doesn't have her newspapers.
Oh my goodness. Did you guys hear that? My mother-in-law is very mad because she didn't have her newspaper. She wants to do her crossword puzzle. Is number one, and number two is we're not getting any topless. All right, that's the more disappointing part of this whole scenario that just happened. Damn it. Maybe later, just for me, get y'all. But anyway,
I'm willing to think that's a no.
I'm just saying maybe not. Maybe not just for me, but I do live with her, so I have on occasion the opportunity.
So Randy is starting out with some mushroom gummies, rum and coke, weed in there.
Randy, yes.
Yeah. Well,
Text me, Randy, if you don't mind. Text me the manufacturer that these gummies are coming from, because I mean I hear that they're good for. I want to be able to recommend them to friends of mine that might struggle with not being super happy on a long walk or like a hike.
There you go.
Well,
Wayne McConnell saying hello to all the peeps out there. Well,
what up, Wayne? Wayne McConnell never eats McDonald's. It's on a good diet. Wayne's on a good diet.
Kush says that he uses his egg all the time when he's recording. Okay.
Egg shaker. So I broke the egg shaker, and guess what was in it?
What was in it?
Little tiny pieces of toxic lead.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it was. Yes. Don't let one of those things break open around your baby, because it was like, I was like, oh, that's not good.
Welcome in Martian Murray saying howdy y'alls. Well, howdy.
What up,
Murray?
What up, Martian Murray?
And hello to Eddie Faye there.
Eddie Faye in the house.
And of course, I know I already said hi to Ryan Hall, but I forgot to say everyone's favorite music and law, right? So
everybody's favorite.
Let's go back and fix that. We got Michael
Trout on the back there.
Hello to all.
What up, Michael?
Patrick Trites with his good AA.
PT, the way you should be. Come on and hang out, y'all.
Guitar rocks.
Vox Guitar Rock.
Shepherd pick ever and his avatar saying good evening, everybody.
Nice. What is up?
And so it looks like Herb is pulling double duty. He's got Jaws 50 on NBC. He was 9 years old and was afraid to even swim in a pool. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Yep. I swam in a pool
for a while.
Day before yesterday. But then my ears are fine today. But for the next half a day, I felt like I was.
yeah. When you can't get that water bubble out. Yeah. Welcome in Stephen Monch-Maselli. He's saying,
what up, Monch? What you building, Monch? And then today we have a freaking windstorm. It's like unbelievably. And so when that happens, because I live in the trees, all the freaking pollen and all that blows around, and it's just like, oh God, this beautiful area is so annoying.
Welcome in Greasy Monkey Guitars and Brian from Searching for Tone.
What? I got him somewhere.
So the wind, huh?
Yeah, it's really bad because it blows around all the dust and all the pollen. And you know how the tops of trees, some trees in particular, like bay trees and other species, collect a lot of dusty ass dust and pollen up at the top of them. I think that's
not just dust, but dusty ass dust
is the technical term that the scientists use, is the dusty ass dust on the tops of all the leaves. And then when the big winds come through and it goes and it sends it everywhere, and it mainly goes like right into my eyes and my face. Is pretty bad.
There you go. Well, yeah, you gotta be careful.
And plus, we had to be outside in it because we were doing dog training today. Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting idea from Eddie Fay. He says, okay, Charles 75N, riff of the week. You pick your favorite 5 riffs this week. You make a poll, we vote, and then next week you give it a go and play it.
Favorite 5 riffs. All right.
So we give them 5 riffs, we make a poll, and they all vote on it, and then we have to go learn the riff for the next week.
Oh, done. I mean, don't give me any like thing that's overboard, but anything you want me to learn. I mean, it's not fair because it's a different.
But we control it because we put the 5 riffs we want. So we're not putting Eruption in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. You can't put. I mean, would it be nice to be able to play Eruption? Yes, we would.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is that when I pick up a guitar? Is that my goal?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I am.
No,
I tell you, I've been playing a little bit more lately than I have, and it's really just going back to picking up the guild because it's in the living room, and I feel guilty because I haven't picked it up, so I'm playing.
You feel guilty?
Yeah, because I haven't been playing as much, and so just strumming on it, and I'm having a good time with it again. Right, so I'm not worried about I'm learning something new, or
it's a guilty pleasure.
It's a guilty pleasure. It sure is. To answer Christian NYC's question here in the chair, that is my baby, my Gretsch.
Nice.
Gretsch 5120 that we paid all of $350 for out the door.
Well, that is the way you want to do it. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's Korean made, and it is very, very nice, and I just love it. But I love Eddie Fay's riff of the week as well. So
that's great. Riff of the week and learning a riff.
Ben has made his way in, so greetings and salutation to Ben Coops.
What up, Ben? I think that was tried. Like that was tried by Tony tried to do it. Like, hey, let's all learn this thing or something. And he also did some things where he showed some practice techniques.
He didn't have much luck getting the chat to learn it, but
I know, right? But he did launch some like practice techniques.
Yeah.
And like see if people did the practice techniques, and that was kind of cool.
But this is kind of reverse. This is really cool. It's like, okay, the riff gets picked, and Michael Krause says that's a baritone circuit when you're talking about on the guitar with the different tones.
Yes, but there's a new fangled one that's by a cool company that's a baritone. It has like I don't know if it's 9 different positions.
Yeah, he says he has an old Snarling Dogs pedal. It's sort of the same kind of thing, but but I like that idea. But but I think it's more of can we learn it, right? It's like, okay, here's the challenge, and it's either we have to come up and show up, and either we do or don't, right?
I am practiced in that because the kids that I teach at School of Rock come to me with their new songs for this season's band, right? Oh, these are the 3 songs that we're learning, like Mr. Big Stuff on bass, right? So then I got to go look that up, make sure that I got it licked to where I got it good, and then I can go and have no problem showing them and calling out the numbers and showing them the scale that it's in. So I get a little bit of practice doing that, which is fun to be able to do quickly, because it means you can learn a song.
That's going to be a struggle for me, to be honest. And but it could be fun. It could be really entertaining. It could be really embarrassing. But we'll see how it goes.
How good are you at knowing your strings? Your E, B, A, G.
I know my strings. It's just a matter of I don't have my fretboard memorized. So
sorry. So your strings from the biggest string bottom going up.
I know which string I'm on. That's not a problem. Yeah.
So the frets, you're having trouble with the number of the fret?
Well, it's a matter of remembering what note is on which number fret. On that said string.
Yes, the note can be, but if you just mainly learn your E and your A string up the fret, and your interval, so it should be really easy for you. because you already knew intervals in other music, other instruments.
Right.
So learn your intervals up on your E and your A. Then you're going to know all those root notes, right? So if you're looking for a C, boom, no problem. You're looking for a B. You're looking for an E flat. Ooh, how do I play that?
Welcome in, Hogarody.
What do I do? Yeah, you go to 11.
You
You know what I mean? I mean, that's what you're going to do. Or you could go elsewhere. But I mean, if you're teaching a little kid on a bass, E flat.
Randy Crooks is going back to one of the previous ideas. Randy Crooks is saying you could have me on at the third wheel on occasion. Is sort of
or 6 on
sort
the
of
A.
of course, selfish on his part, he says. But we've been kind of talking here and there about maybe having other people on.
Totally. Yeah. Bring him in. And we did do interviews a couple times. We did Tony. We had Tony on.
Yep, we had Tony on.
We had Ben on a number of times.
Mm-hmm. Very good. These are, all really good ideas.
Yes. That's why I'm thinking the correspondent idea. People checking in. When you got something cool to show us, check in as a Guitar Safari correspondent.
So Wayne is waiting for us to both jump into Geo Metro and go out actually on a Guitar Safari together.
Well, here's the thing. If we actually go on a Guitar Safari, we want to make it there. So we might take pictures with the Geo Metro sitting where it is, but we might not take it because I would have to be doing things like picking Charles up from the airport and stuff. Yeah. We're not doing that in the Geo Metro. No.
Well, welcome in Richard Clark and Keith H. Glad you guys are here.
What is happening, Richard and Keith? Yes.
And Symmetry's made his way in. He says, wait, I don't think I have the right channel. 1 second.
Yeah, you got to go to my channel. You got to go to Presley. That's where everybody's watching. Come on.
That's funny.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Love it. Let's see. And Ed is just saying hello to everybody. Hello.
What up, Ed?
Brother Ed. Hope you're doing well. Couldn't remember if I welcomed you in earlier.
I think that, having guests on for sure. Having, should we have background music? Soothing background music?
Do you know that Quentin James is here? He says, hey, kids, Jaws just came on.
What? Oh, my. Now he's streaming Jaws and
So
Guitar Safari. He's got
Guitar Safari and Jaws at the same time. It's great entertainment.
It is. It's high-speed internet is what it is. It's really paying off. It's doing its thing. Quality entertainment happening.
Michael B is in, and hello there, Michael B. And he says, hello. We could do the WKRP air alcohol reaction test.
WKRP in Cincinnati. It was a great show. It was a great show.
And Vox Guitar Walks wants to know if we need special ammunition for the Safari. Always.
Yes. Always. Yes. Or you can, that's when you get somebody else to drive. Somebody else is completely is driving because you're just taking a ride. Yeah.
And I love it. And Quentin is just saying hello to everybody, and Ben is excited that Quentin's here.
Yay!
Ben is also ready to go ahead and accept the WKRP air alcohol reaction test challenge. So,
ooh. Hard alcohol gets me too ripped and I get sick really fast. So it's no fun for me. I could drink beer. I could drink a bunch of beers and I still get ripped and I eventually get sick. But I can drink more beers, I think, than like if I do 2 or 3 shots, I'm just useless.
Well, hello there, Billy Baloney. Welcome in.
What up, Billy B?
Yeah, Metalworks.
I broke my hip. Don't even trip. Yep.
And Eddie Fay said that's a good idea, Seth. Guitar Safari correspondent in the field. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys email us and we'll arrange it. We'll catch you on live Safari.
And you bring in update us on what you're building, what you just brought into your quiver, you know what I mean? Or you want to show off your 3 favorite guitars. God knows we never post our idea early, so it's not like you can get ahead of this is their idea, let me jump on board with the idea. I guess we could try to get a week ahead of the ideas.
Oh yeah, I suppose if we got a little organized, we could decide, what the show for next week is going to be.
Right, then people would know. Show like say, pedal show,
We
blibbity
just
blah.
need to
they
get our
send us
shit
their
together.
pedals.
That's all.
Well, yeah, I agree. It's that we weren't founded on shit being together.
No, it's not.
I mean, the most together it is that we're both in the same place, or at the place we're supposed to be.
We showed up in the same stream. That's how.
Right at the same time. That's a win. We pulled it off. If you just do that.
Randy has a bunch of question marks, and he says, "I have a question. Is this enough question marks?" Well, questions up there, so I'll let you be the judge.
Perfect. Yes, I have a question. How many question marks should I use? Question mark. Question mark.
Vox Guitar Rock says, "Is it Creek or Crick?" And the only right answer there is Crick.
Crick. In California, is it Crick or Creek? It's Creek.
It's Crick.
It's Creek. I mean, it's Crick in Texas, probably, right? Crick.
It's Crick. It's I don't care if you're in California. It's still wrong. You're still wrong.
Okay. I mean, I just think I'm not going to argue about it, but I would just continue saying Creek when you weren't around.
Hello there, my friend.
And then if we were walking around, I would say, "Hey, Charles, check out my Crick," and then I'd be like, and then that would be cool because I wouldn't want to upset.
If Seth Presley can say that in Espanol, can you say it?
Hola, por favor, poquito español, no bueno.
Oh my,
no bueno, mi ojo.
I don't even want to. Epstein's mother wrote a note.
Uh-oh.
Welcome back, Carter reference earlier in the show.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about that.
All right,
stuff.
And Michael Krause says, "Remember those guitar picks attached to egg shakers,
which have little mini lead death pellets in them for babies, made by babies in China for babies in America." Probably the newer ones are filled with fentanyl pellets.
So Quentin, is it that Jaws is on NBC? Is that what you're trying to get across here?
Or just post the link. Give them the link so everybody can go to Jaws. All right, already. Come on, because everybody wants to see Jaws. Just post the link. Give them a wrench. Actually, Clinton's one that you do. I don't know if we can punch
joining in with "I love to go swimming with bow-legged women."
Ooh, we have a thing called Chunky Dunkin'. You ever heard with that, Charles?
No.
Chunky Dunkin' is when everybody else is going skinny dipping, but you're keeping on your t-shirt because you're a little bit shy about your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you go chunky dunk. And you can either go skinny dip or you can go chunky dunk. Yeah. Now, what I prefer, I'll do either. It depends on the people that are around. There's a subset of people, skinny dip, no problem. Subset of people that I might go chunky dunking because I don't know if I want them seeing all the salty nuts.
Just more than I need to know. Much more than I need to know.
You know?
Well, back on a lighter note,
on the topic,
you were asking Randy about his edibles, and
yeah.
The manufacturer's name. However, he doesn't microdose; he goes the whole package all at once.
He does the whole pack. I know. They're for a friend that needs a little bit of happy microdosing in their life. I finally fit the sides of that titanium nut on this one right here.
Yeah.
The edges, were just so ever so like a fraction, like a couple of maybe 1.5 millimeters proud. But when you feel it with your finger, it feels like a lot, right? And you want it to be perfect. So I taped it all off and I masked it all off and then I freaking filed it at an angle and then I polished it. And that titanium it's a titanium alloy. And it's a pain in the butt to polish, but once you get to the, you go through all your grit stages, all the way from like 220 up to 1500. And when it starts to shine, it's very rewarding. right? Because
Excellent.
it just, and then when it shines and it fits right, it's a good thing. Oh, and they sounds great. It's a good tone.
And going back to Eddie Faye's idea about the riffs, he's like, no, not we specifically. Charles 75N needs to play the riff.
Ooh, so it's calling you to.
He's calling me out.
Well, I mean, so what you mentioned is that you.
So what the way this is going to end up work, Seth, is that you're going to have to learn the riff, and then you're going to have to teach me the riff.
Well, if you know tabs will teach you.
Then if I fail, it's your fault.
But if you know tabs will teach you the riff.
Yeah.
It just tells you the string. So, even though they'll number them 1 through 6 or whatever, but usually it's on the tabs I use, it'll say E through E. And then it just says, your low E4, your A 6, your your D6. So that's a power chord on the 4th fret, on your 4th fret E, and G5, right? B4, E4. There's your power chord all the way up. If you can read those, then you'd be able to learn songs very quickly. You just know how to read. If you can read those numbered tabs, you're golden.
Excellent. Well, we got a special treat tonight, Seth. Miguel Orsrino is with us, and he says, hi, everybody. I finally get to catch this chat live. Usually he's got a guitar class Friday night, so he had a night off.
Oh,
so Miguel, welcome.
What? Hold on, because Miguel watches us on repeat sometimes. So we need to call out Miguel for being a friend of the show, because we know that on repeat, Miguel has found that we are very entertaining.
And I heard 20% funnier.
20% funnier, at least. I mean, because you can fast forward is why it's funnier. Because double speed. Cut out all that.
You get past a lot of stuff too. Yeah, well, Miguel, welcome in. Thank you for making it tonight. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you, dude. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Not to Charles. He's already killing it. We got to subscribe to freaking me over here, the 387 guy. All right, 300. Make me 388 tonight. All right, come on, people.
We got Dastardly Dave in the chat saying sup to all.
What up, Double D?
38 people currently in with us. So awesome.
Dastardly Dave, I told you that I do have a squirrel named Double D that lives outside my house. That my nephew's named Double D. Don't know why, but now every time I see Double D, I think of you, buddy.
Our roving YouTube reporter, Ed Nugent Jr., says Herba Fireside Studio put up a new video just to let y'all know. Well, appreciate that.
See, that's what we updates. Updates from the Guitarocosm, the Guitarosphere. Ooh, I coined that too, just like I did the damn question marks, just like I did Guitar Safari. I don't care if Bonamassa came up with it, but I didn't know about that. Didn't even know about that until after I had done my video. My video is many years old anyway. Go back and see. It's one of my first videos on this channel anyway.
We got Brother William De Silva saying Friday as a mofo. Welcome in, Brother William. Glad to see you.
The Guitarosphere. The Guitar.
Yeah, he's going back, and he says it's an inspiration motivation to get you to play it. Progress equals fun. I appreciate that, Eddie.
Yep. Super fun is if you. That's the thing. The kids that have the most fun progress the fastest. Totally. Yeah. You know what's interesting, Charles? Sorry to. I mean, I'm just going to say this is about guitars. So it is about guitars. Right. So the guitars that I bring down to the guitar store to sell locally, right? They put them up on the wall, and they're in the high end section because they're $950, and they put them online. They have a Reverb page. Now, mind you, they told me they don't want me to advertise them on Reverb if they're advertising them on Reverb. Mm-hmm. I kind of don't really get that 100%, but I kind of get it anyway. I kind of don't, because they don't want it double competing against them. But so they did like an upcharge thing to where if you buy it on Reverb, it's $10.35 plus shipping, and shipping's no joke either. Yeah. So, but check it out on their Reverb page. What they've had, and they've been there for about a month now, or a few weeks. each guitar only has like 50 views, right?
Yeah.
And like 3 hearts, 3 likes, or 3 people that like it.
Right.
Okay, hang with me now. I'm getting there. This one that I just posted on Reverb, not even 2 days ago. 2 days
Mhm.
ago. 85, and I'm not a guitar store. I'm just Presley. 85 or 89 views or something right now. 11 likes.
Mhm.
Same price, $9.50. Although the 1035 is because they're, I think, tacking on whatever reverb fees they would pay,
Right.
which I think is like, suck it up. If you want to, if you're the one selling on reverb, just pay that fee. You're still making the 30% off of me anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, it seems like a lot. Like, because then it's like 30. If say they pay 4%, that's 34% that there's technically. It's not coming out of my pocket because they upcharged it, but 34% is a lot of money on the table. That's usually where their margin lies. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's like almost a wash. You buy this one here from me and I ship it to you in a hard shell case. You buy it for $9.50. I'm going to bring home about the same as if the ones that I have down in the guitar store, but I don't provide a case. You have to buy your own case.
Right. And hard showcase will help make sure it gets there in one piece.
I don't feel good about. Actually, I decided that the last time when I went to go pack up that the semi-hollow parlor style.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to send it out, and I was like, and that person was stoked because that person wasn't even expecting a brand new badass SKB or whatever I bought. It was top of the line hard showcase. And when I packed it up, I was like, you know what? That was $150 for me to spend, and I feel so much better about it because their experience opening it up and everything. The only thing that could have been better is if I had some shit that said Presley on the case, or had it even spray painted with a, with a stencil or some kind of something. That would be better. But I do what I can. I'm getting there slowly over time.
I love it. Michael Krause says in New England it's Creek. Yeah, it is.
Creek. Creek.
My dad was from Pennsylvania, so it didn't matter that I lived in New England. We were calling it Crick.
Crick. I wouldn't.
There for him.
If I was hanging out with my friend and we went down and they said, "Oh, here's the crick," I wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's wrong. You're talking funny." I'd be like, "Oh, word. Oh, I just say creek." It wouldn't be anything because I've heard crick enough times to where I could see, but I've heard it said when people were trying to sound rednecky, when they're like making a pretend, y'all want to go down and paddle up there and paddle up the crick. That's usually when I've heard the word crick. Sorry to say it in that way, but it's the honest to God truth. I'm just saying it's usually people are, but crick's probably a good place to spend your time is what I would do. I'd
welcome in Matt of McCollum Music.
Yep. What can we do better? Probably give me some Valium maybe before the show. I'd always drink these big sugar bomb drinks, and I'm like, woohoo, bam! Either that or I'm on a beer, and it's even more when I'm on a beer. It's too much. Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess. Well, you were talking about kind of learning the keys and that'll help you learn to play stuff. And Zach was saying, hey, the way what really works for him is learning it by feel and sound is the way he works out his solos and things of that nature. And,
well, yes, I think that as soon as you get down intervals, you can feel and hear intervals. Like when you're, you know what I mean? As soon as you know the scale that you're playing on, you're going to know the right and the wrong notes. You can learn all your notes on the fretboard. You can learn how to call them out. Just if you learned every string all the way up, you'd be able to figure it out. But I just know those bottom 2 strings up to the 12th. That's usually enough.
So Eddie is really refining this challenge, right? He's like, okay, you pick 5 songs you like. You don't have to play them all the way through. We vote tonight, and next week you give it a go. Doesn't have to be the whole song. It's fun.
Oh, or even one out of the five. You pick your favorite one out of the five,
Right.
or even a
So
portion of.
well,
So,
I like the idea of before about using a poll. So I say let's try to do this next week. We'll sit there. I'll come up with 5 during the course of the week. We'll put up a poll. We'll do the vote, and then based upon that, then I'll have to try to learn the riff of one of these songs.
I want to leave you without getting painted into one song that you feel like. I want to give you a choice of songs at the end. If the poll can bring it down from 10 to 5.
No, I think it makes it because there's like an accountability there with having the chat choose one, right? So because I'm saying, okay, here are 5 songs I'm willing to try to learn to play, right?
Oh, I get it. You're giving them the 5, they're giving you 1.
Right.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I get that. It would be hard for me to come up with the 5 because I mean
They're Gear Junkie 35.
Almost any song, with the exception of, there's a level that I'm cutting it off, and there is although I play some lead, I would consider myself, if I'm trying out for a band, I'm telling them I'm mainly a rhythm guitarist that plays some lead, but I'm not like a lead guitarist. So I wouldn't be going, although I did figure out the first half of Comfortably Numb solo. If I was pushing myself, Charles, a real push for me would be able to get through the entire Comfortably Numb guitar solo, both part 1 and part 2.
There you go.
I'm more than halfway through part 1, and I can fake it like no one's tomorrow. I'm about I think I have part 1 almost all the way, and then part 2 I'm halfway through. So if I practice that would be something that I could challenge myself to actually do. Yeah. So we'll do that when you get the song that they choose for you. Okay. I will, in that week, all right, now I'm going to buckle down and I will learn to the best of my ability within a week that solo for Comfortably Numb, which is, I mean, if you're playing that's what level is that? If you're playing, and I'm not going to play it at, perfectly probably, but that's a pretty good guitar player, right? If you can play Comfortably Numb solo pretty well. Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean that you're.
It says I should have you start do roll call because you'll get through it quicker because you talk so fast.
Yes, I do talk real fast, and I'm gonna say Eddie Faye says Heart, Barracuda, ZZ Top, Tush, Pink Floyd, Pink Panther theme, Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb. All right, so we could. Oh, you know what? Here's this thing, Charles. If we did Comfortably Numb. And you played the chords, and I do the solo. Ooh, right. And then we have to we don't necessarily play it together. We're both streaming and you play your part, and then I try to come in. I got to show you that I can do the solo.
Okay, well,
that might be fun. Think about it.
Let's talk about this week and flesh it out a little more.
Those chords are not that hard. It's like it's a walk down, down to E. Yeah, it's not that hard. You'd be able to do it. Or how good are your bar chords on the low E string? Your low or your bar chords going all the way.
It depends on the day of the week with these fingers. So.
Oh yeah, okay.
So Vox says the wife sent him out to buy her a drink. Said to get one of them with her name on it. So I bought her a Monster Energy drink.
Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, I think I should do a Monster Energy drink the night before the night that I try to play the Comfortably Numb solo.
And Michael Krause says further helping this idea. Yep, just pick 5 songs from Justin Guitar's Easy Songs.
Right.
And the funny thing is, I get sometimes I'll get these shorts from a couple different guys where they'll be in my feed where it'll be a song like the other day it was a Leonard Skinner song. It's like, here are the chords and here's strumming pattern, and that's just in a little short. And then it was like, so I'll jot down the chords real quick and then pick up the acoustic and see if I can get it. And
when you get home, you got it. Yeah, I mean, it's always fun when you have something stuck in your head and you want to go play it.
Yep.
And then you can because you know those 4 chords, and you own a capo, so you can play almost anything in the world.
And Eddie Faye's number 1 Heart Barracuda, 2 ZZ Top Tush, Pink Panther theme, and Pink Floyd Comfortably Numb, and Trog's Wild Thing.
Wild Thing.
I really think you have to pronounce it Thang, right? It's like
Wild Thing. I play Wild Thing with my youngest students, but they always have trouble with the pause. Damn.
Welcome in, Bo, Guitar Man 45. He says, I'll have pics and video. Well, awesome.
What up, Bo?
And
yeah, I should get some pics.
Brian before, but I want to say hello to Brian again.
At some point, this stuff started rolling, and these babies were flying out of like one guitar every 2 weeks or something. It would be pics in there, a T-shirt in there, and a bunch of stuff like that's. I've always been like, it should be part of the experience. And then because a lot of my customers buy one and then they buy another guitar. So it's like my first shot at when I get you as a customer is not to rip you off and give you a piece of crap. It's to give you such a good guitar that you buy another guitar. And then you tell somebody else to buy a guitar, right? So a T-shirt helps. A T-shirt bonds you to the family. I love my Fender T-shirts.
So Seth, we the chat's been really good about helping us get some ideas. About what we can do. Are there things that you had in mind that you would like to improve about Guitar Safari?
Well, I was hoping my wife would come on and be topless every now and then. That would help to bring our viewer subscriber rate up. I mean, maybe not topless, maybe just very sheer top. Which she has usually on in the morning. Can we film this in the mornings, Charles? At like 8:40 California time. Anyway, that'd be the best time to maybe catch that.
When I record from my office.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hey, maybe not in the office. Bad idea, Charles. Bad idea. Keenan is what we say. What can we do to make it better? Can't make it better, Charles. You can't improve on this. Once you got something that's a recipe of like magic mixed with fire, I
can make it better. Hold on. Let me show you. So, look at that. We're already 90% better. I'm sorry, Seth. Were you saying something?
Trying to show these muscles you've got. Mm-hmm. Oh, I could do. Oh, I didn't think I could shave them into a mustache, Charles. I could have a mustache. That makes this show 15% better.
Vox says as long as you don't model the lingerie,
wear a very, very sheer top. You're lucky that I have a T-shirt on under here and not a tank top, or I would be whipping this shirt off right now to give you some sheer nips.
Well, Monch says he thinks that if your wife just came on the show every day, every Friday, and
it would up the show, right?
Like she did before, our ratings will increase.
Yeah, it would increase. Yeah, exactly. That's a common thing. It's actually, she usually has something within arm's reach to hit me with. No. Yeah. I mean, it's not you think about it, it's not a weird thing, Charles. All right. If I go back in time and ask my American Indian wife that's living here on near the creek.
Well, I think Miguel's got it though. This isn't an act of violence on her part. She's just trying to reboot you.
Well, you're trying to hit me in this. She said, yeah, you got to hit me with something heavier than that, right? There's a few guitar necks in the closet over there.
You want to reboot the man show.
Right.
Welcome in, Mark Taft. You are not late. You are right here on time. We're glad you're here with us, brother.
Leaving just enough to go to the replay. Because it's so funny.
Your Junkie 35 says, well, we could do a new channel, Only Fabrics.
Ooh, and yeah, you can actually take over Joanne Fabrics now because they're out of business.
Yeah.
You could just, and you know what though? Michaels is buying them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. You know why? Is because Michael actually got Joanne pregnant and he had no other choice. He had to buy it. He just had to. It was the only way for him to go forward. They are a Catholic family.
Oh, Eddie Face says, how about a spoof of the week where you pull a clip from another show, poke good-natured fun in it, which can also help promote other shows, like a little 5-minute segment. It's a good idea.
That's
You
funny.
pick one of our buddies out of the chat, pick one of their videos, but we'd have to be careful.
Right. You have to be kind of careful. I would like to pick videos that are other videos that like Charles's favorite non-guitar related video of the week. Or my favorite non-guitar, because lately I've been watching a lot of powered paragliders.
Wait a minute, it's powered. It's not a paraglider.
Yeah, it is. It's a powered paraglider. It's a paraglider that has power. So they use different motors. There's some that have little engines, but nowadays the power that I'm looking at and
isn't the whole idea behind a glider that you're using the air thermals and you're just flying?
But if you live in an area that's flat land,
power, you're cheating.
Well, yes, you are. You are cheating. But if you live in an area that's flat land and you can't launch up, you can't get up to where the thermals are active, because thermals start to be active really that can keep you up in the air at around 600 feet, 600 feet, depending on the day. On a really hot day, they get lower. And on the super hot day, they get all the way to the ground. And those are the days that you see the dust devils spinning on the ground.
Yeah.
So that's a super hot day usually, and it's a weird wind event. But those wind conditions are very common at 600 feet up. So you get these swirling bubbles of air going up. So you just got to get up there, right? So the little battery packs that they have now just buzz you up there, and then you just cut that thing off and just fly around. Yeah. That's all I really want. I don't want to go like, I've already done a bunch of hardcore long distance hang gliding and flying by. I want to do the mellow stuff now, like canoeing in the air, just like chill.
There you go. Well, Vox Guitar Rocks is suggesting who's cloning Behringer now segment. And Eddie Fay is kind of coming back to that idea a little bit, and I think this is actually a good remission on that idea. He says, "Well, have the other channels submit their spoof of the week to you by Thursday, so they're in on the joke."
Totally. Or just getting clearance from them beforehand and before, like, putting it together the week before and saying, "Hey, we found this. We want to use this." They'd be cool with it.
Eddie Fay is throwing Ben out there. Ben is confident enough and has some great sense of humor. Sure.
And he's got some funny stuff in his.
Brother Ed is doing doing a live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, where he's gonna talk about guitars and stuff like that, and just kind of shoot the shit and
very fun, like a family hangout.
Yeah, it is his foray into the hangout.
It's like his first stream. Well, that's a big deal if he's like his first time over.
His first stream, and he did a stream announcement the other day. He's up to, I think, 10 subscribers when I checked yesterday, and so he just wants to shoot the shit with some people and have a good time, and maybe learn a couple things, and so I wish him. He could have a
debunking channel where he debunks guitar myths and rumors, and he can call it "Put the Rumor to Bed with Ed."
No, Greasy Monkey Guitars. I did not hear that the Car Wizard was retiring and moving away. Movie will never make it. No one else willing to put up with that.
Car Talk on NPR.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, and Ed's show is Hanging with Puppy Badass, in case you were wondering.
It's Hanging with Puppy Badass.
Howdy, folks. I'm loving his avatar.
Yes, what up? My puppy is actually a badass. He is smart as hell. Super smart. Who would have thought, right? And so now we're training him and we're getting him, fully trained, and he's learning the whole deal. He's going to be able to hopefully be able to walk off leash with not running and attacking. He's a deer killer. You know what I mean? If you see he's a deer, move, kill him. So
I heard an announcement from Quentin James and Steve Brand. I guess they're getting ready to move their show off of Friday night after us because with I believe with the OU 812 folks moving into the Saturday spot that Fruitcake Tony was in. I think
let's keep it honest, Charles. They found it incredibly hard to follow us.
Yes, you know.
So
how could you follow this? Right?
I mean, right? I mean, so that being honest is okay, and we understand. I mean, it's Charles. You are so hard. I can't even
understand it right. And then let me get this out before I forget it. And if I understand it right, they're moving into the space previously occupied by the OU 812 crew on Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. So I believe that's when they're moving their
so that's 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8 p.m.
So I don't know if that starts this week or what's going on. So Quentin James, if you're still here, let us know.
Yeah, that falls into a time that I can see it. I'm always disappointed on Sundays because now my Sundays with Ben's show are usually shot unless I'm off early. Usually I don't get home until 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's, and then Monday, I always try to remember it, but then my wife takes me on this death march, usually right around 5. And then I want to log on right at 5:30 when I get back from the death march. But then I feel like I'm the guy that only logs on at 5:30 because you're there, Charles. And that's not right.
So
I'm there for Ben. All right.
Here you go. Keith, Ed's channel is Edward R. Nugent Jr. On YouTube. So if you search Edward R. Nugent Jr., you will come up with it.
Very cool.
Ed, you might need to rename that channel, make it a little easier to find.
Man, you know what? Back in the day, though, Ed, I actually owned extremesportscalifornia.com. And I got rid of it because everybody told me, it's the longest URL ever. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, it's not. It's like, no. Kind of normal. I wish I would have kept it. I wanted it to be like the original Facebook for extreme sports. You post your cool.
Well, using the name has worked for Phil McKnight. People don't have trouble typing in Phil McKnight and finding him. So it's like,
Presley, California Customs is too long.
Eddie Fay is saying, rename it the Puppy Badass. It's easy to remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or PBA.
Well, folks, we really want to thank you guys.
I'm not thanking them. Wait. You are? Oh, wait. Should I thank them? I'm thanking. Did somebody send you something? Wait, hold on. Let me thank Brian.
So I'm going to go ahead and say, well, thank you, folks, because we always try to make this a good show for you. And, I love it. We know you love it when it goes off the rails. And so if we can give you more of that, then even better. Seth, you had something to say about that?
Yeah, you know what they love the most? It's this. That's the best sound in the world.
That's your favorite?
No, it's not. The tram works astoundingly well for a little thin block, but great guitar.
Zach Thun was on Ryan's show last Saturday, and he played some acoustic guitar. Oh. I did miss the show. Saturday is really hard for me because it's my wife's day, so I don't get in very much YouTube on a Saturday at all. But I'm gonna have to go back and watch the replay in that episode, Zach. I want to hear.
That's intriguing. That sounds like fun, dude.
Cheers, bonkers.
See you later, bonk. Yeah. I felt like breaking out my acoustic the other day because it was super nice out and hot. And as the weather gets better, I'll break it out.
Ed says he is going to rename the channel the Puppy Badass, but for some reason he's got to wait 14 days.
14 days, huh? It's a long time if you're in county jail. Not so long if you're just waiting to change your, YouTube name and you're in your normal surroundings with access to your refrigerator and all those.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So let me do a quick.
Vox plays acoustic every day. I like that, Vox. I mean, I don't play acoustic every day. I play guitar almost every day, but I keep an electric out. You grab the acoustic first, or now you've been going to the Gretsch first.
The acoustic is the go-to because that is out where I'm in the living room, and even where when I don't feel like playing, I still pick it up and we're playing it. So we're getting in more time.
I think.
Oh, okay. So Quentin James and Steve are actually on now over on their channel. Right. So they haven't made the move yet. So
didn't make the move, but they're making the move. So we're gonna make a move. We're gonna get out of here.
These kind folks go so they can join Quentin and Steve over there. I don't want to step on them too much. My apologies.
Yeah. No, we're not stepping on him. It's okay. You know, they're giving some time. He's having his first cigarette. He's gonna be fine. Everybody's just hanging out, just getting there slowly. They're just taking their shoes off at the door. So no, we appreciate all you guys coming out, hanging out with us. And Lobster, everybody, or later, everybody.
Have a great weekend. See you in the streams on the Sundays.
Yes.
Come on, people. Charles and me. About to take you on guitar safari. So turn on your computer, turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down. One volume, one tone. Yeah, Charles and me. We're about to take you on guitar safari. Turn on your computer and turn on your phone. 'Cause it's about to go down.